And on this Friday, April 24th, 2026 edition of Newsmakers, New York Congressman Tom Suozzi is proposing legislation that would limit protest around houses of worship. Natalie Migliori has more.
The Long Island congressman introduced the national bill that would create a 100-foot buffer around houses of worship and require protesters to stay 8 feet away from congregants who are entering the facility.
We believe that this is a rational, common sense compromise between our desire to go after this hateful, violent, awful activity and protect our right to free speech.
Suozzi made the announcement at the Holocaust Center on Long Island, and it was introduced with bipartisan support. In New York, I'm Natalie Migliori.
Meanwhile, New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani is vetoing one bill regarding protest buffer zones while allowing another one to stand. The mayor is rejecting a bill that would establish protest buffer zones around educational facilities because he says it's too broadly defined, which he believes could violate constitutional rights to protest. The council could override its veto. Another similar bill requires the NYPD to create a buffer zone between protesters and houses of worship. Mamdani will let that one become law, saying it's narrower in scope. The Texas Education Agency is investigating the Austin School District for conducting an annual Pride Week. The probe was prompted by a complaint from a conservative member of the State Board of Education from the Fort Worth area. He claimed last month that Austin ISD was breaking a 2025 state law that bars districts from sponsoring clubs or teaching lessons related to gender identity or sexual orientation. It's not clear what penalties Austin ISD will face if the state agency finds the district in violation of the law. A bill to allow assisted suicide in England and Wales has failed. Charles de Ledesma reports.
Though the terminally ill adults end-of-life bill had been passed by the House of Commons, the UK's revising chamber, the House of Lords, effectively talked it out since then, nearly a year after elected members of Parliament had given their backing. Proponents of what has been termed assisted dying, sometimes referred to as assisted suicide, hoped it would make the biggest change in social policy in the UK since abortion was partially legalised in 1967. Campaigners say they intend to bring the bill back in the next parliamentary session, which begins after King Charles III outlines the government's upcoming programme on May 13. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
And that's Newsmakers for this Friday, April 24th, 2026 edition. I'm Keith Black.